Hello students, the next circuit which we will try to understand is R to R ladder type D2A converter. In the previous video, I explained you the disadvantage of weighted resistor type D2A converter. There were two disadvantages. If you increase the number of digital inputs, the resistance value decreases. The lower the value of resistance, the more is the effect of temperature on it. Any change in temperature, we change the value of resistance, and therefore the total current flowing in the circuit will change, which will change the output analog voltage. That was the first disadvantage. And the second disadvantage was precise value of resistance were not available. So if you select the value of R by 2, R by 4, R by 8, the value should be precise, and that precise value of resistance are not available in the market. So if you take deviation in the value of resistance, what happens is the current flowing through that will change. It will not be in the ratio of 8:4:2:1. So what happens is the output current changes, and therefore the output analog voltage changes. To remove both the disadvantage, we design R to R ladder type D2A converter. So in this circuit, if you can see, we have only two resistance, R to R, R to R, R to R, to R. So only two resistance. That means if the value of R is 100, the 2R will be of course 200. So those resistance whose precise values are available in the market, that type of values, that type of resistance can be taken. So the second disadvantage is removed. And if the resistance value is taken as high, for example, say 100 kilo ohms and 200 kilo ohms, so what happens is the resistance value is very high. That means there is no dependency on temperature. So both the disadvantage can be removed by using R to R ladder type D2A converter. So this is the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram for R to R ladder type D2A converter. What you can see is the four inputs, the four digital inputs we will apply at A, B, C and D, where D is MSB and A is LSB. This is the circuit diagram. This is the point K, L, M, N, and in between there is resistance R, and these are the 2R resistance. Output will be always taken between point N with respect to ground. So you have to you have to understand the series and parallel combination of resistance. So before going to the explanation part, I'll just in brief I'll just tell you what exactly we mean by series. So if R1 and R2, these points, if you take the resistance, overall resistance R equivalent between these 2 points, we can see R1 and R2 are in series. So R equivalent is R1 plus R2. And if the two resistance are connected like this, that means they are connected in parallel. And if you are taking R equivalent between these 2 points, so R1 and R2, the value will be R1 into R2 upon R1 plus R2. And just for example, if I take say the value are 10 ohms, so R1 into R2, 10 into 10 upon 10 plus 10, that is 20, that is 100 upon 20, the value will be 5 ohms. That means if two resistance of same value comes in parallel, the value becomes half. 10 parallel 10, the value is 5, because we are going to use that particular thing in the derivation of the output voltage equation. That's why I'm telling you that if two resistance of same value comes in parallel, the value becomes half. So this is about series and parallel. So in series the resistance gets added up, in parallel it gets divided, and if the two resistance values are same, the value will be half. So now let us try to derive an analog output voltage equation for R to R ladder type D2A converter. So what we will do is, there are four inputs D, C, B, A, MSB to LSB. We will apply 1, that means digital input 1. Digital input 1 means any higher voltage, digital input 0 means any lower voltage. We will apply that 1 over D, and we will keep the other inputs as 0 for the first case. So D, C, B, A will be 1, 0, 0, 0. and we will take the output voltage for that. Similarly, we will go for the second condition, DCBA equals to 0 1 0 0. That means that 1 appears at C and all other inputs are 0. Like this we will go for B and we will go for we will go for A then. So this is how you have to evaluate the output voltage when 1 appears at different places, D, C, B, A, and then you have to get the total output voltage equation. So in the first case, DCBA, the input V1, the input 1 is applied at D and all other outputs are 0, and we know, as we said, 0 corresponds to 0 volt and 1 can be any higher voltage. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be 15. So in generalized term, what I'll take is, say the potential applied at D is V1 and C is grounded. Ground potential matlab 0 volt. Ground potential we are applying ground pot. So A, B and C are at ground potential and potential is applied only at D, which can be variable 5, 10, 15. So I am taking a generalized value as V1. See, now what happens is, as soon as A is connected to ground, see at this point K, already a resistance of 2R is connected to ground, and if A is connected to ground, what happens is another value of 2R, another 2R resistance is connected to ground. So from point K to ground, now you have two resistance in parallel. The value of resistance is 2R. Both are having same value. As I said, if two resistance of same value comes in parallel, the value becomes half. The value becomes half. That means between point K and ground, what left now? There will be only one resistance of value R. You can calculate 2R multiplied by 2R divided by 2R plus 2R. So 2R multiplied by 2R is 4R square upon 4R. So 4 gets cancelled, R square. So this value will be R. So if two resistance of same value of 2R comes in parallel, the value becomes half. So as soon as A is connected to ground, this 2R comes in parallel, the value becomes R. That means between point K and ground there is a resistance of R. Now that resistance and the resistance between K and L, so that resistance, these two resistance comes in series. I'll rub this off so that you can understand. Now you have understood that as soon as A is grounded, what happened is the 2R comes in parallel and the resistance which is left now is only R with respect to ground. So now what you can see is in the figure, what you can see is this R and this R is in series, so they will add up. So what happens to the point to the left of L? The entire circuit will reduce to a resistance of R plus R, 2R between L and ground. So now the circuit reduces to a resistance of 2R between L and ground. Now after that again we will look at B. What happens to B? B is again grounded. So as soon as B is grounded, this 2R comes in parallel. So the value becomes R. This R and this R will be in series. They will add up. So 2R. So the entire network to the left of point M will reduce to a resistance of 2R between M and ground. Now similarly, C is grounded. Again this 2R comes in parallel. The value becomes R plus R, 2R. So entire network to the left of N will be reduced to a resistance of 2R between N and ground, where the output voltage will be taken. So when D is 1 and A, B, C are 0, the entire network to the left of point N will reduce to a resistance of 2R between N and ground, across which the output voltage is taken. In electronic terms, this type of arrangement is called as voltage divider arrangement. Please try to understand. This will come again and again in number of times here in paper 2 as well as in paper 1. So make sure that you understand two resistors are connected in series. So what happens is when the resistors are connected in series, current remains same, the voltage divides. The voltage divides, therefore it is called as voltage divider arrangement, and the output voltage will be taken. The formula will be V0 is equal to total voltage, that is the voltage which we are going to apply at D, that is V1, upon total resistance. As the two resistors are connected in series, the value will be 2R plus 2R multiplied by the resistance across which the voltage is taken. So we are taking the output voltage across this 2R, so it will be multiplied by 2R. So for voltage divider arrangement, the formula is total voltage divided by total resistance multiplied by the resistance across which the voltage is taken. If you can't remember, just write it down, note it down on your copy so that you can remember this formula again and again. Total voltage divided by total resistance multiplied by the resistance across which the voltage is taken. So what will be the formula then? V0 is equal to V1 upon 4R multiplied by 2R. So RR gets cancelled, this is 2, so value will be V1 by 2. That means when 1 appears at D and all the other inputs are 0, what happens? The output voltage will be V1 by 2. V1 by 2. Similarly, we have to take calculate the output voltage when 1 appears at C, similarly 1 appears at B and 1 appears at A, and then you have to accumulate all these things to get the output voltage. Now in the second case, we said DCBA equals to 0 1 0 1, sorry 0 1 0 0, that means 1 appears at C. So what happens is, now see the circuit diagram. A is connected to ground because it is 0. B is connected to ground as it is connected to 0. C, we have applied a potential, let that potential be V2, and D is also connected to ground. So now again, as we have understood in the previous video, what happens when A is connected to ground? As soon as A connects to ground, this 2R comes in parallel. And when the 2R comes in parallel, the resistance value between K and ground reduces to a resistance of R. And that R plus this R between K and L, what happens is that value becomes, of course they comes in series, and the value becomes 2R. So the entire network to the left of L will be reduced to, as A is connected to ground, the entire network to the left of L will be reduced to a resistance of 2R between L and ground. Again we will see if B is connected to ground. Yes, B is connected to ground. This 2R comes in parallel, the value becomes R between L and ground, and that R plus R will make the value of resistance as 2R between M and ground. So if B is also connected to ground, the entire network to the left of M will reduce to a resistance of 2R between M and ground. So the circuit reduces to this much as A and B is connected to ground. See, what I'll do is I'll make a small modification to the circuit. I'll draw the arrow mark so that you can understand. See, this is the V2. So what I'll draw is, I'll draw that V2. This is positive, negative. This is the potential V2. And then you have, this is point V2, this is point M, this is 2R, this is 2R, and there is a resistance R here, and this is the point N, and from N there is a 2R which is connected to ground. So there is 2R resistance which is connected to ground. So the circuit reduces like this. Now to solve this circuit, we have to apply Thevenin's theorem. This Thevenin theorem was there in chapter number 1, paper 1 in your 11th standard. So of course you have to understand what exactly the Thevenin's theorem is before we apply that Thevenin's theorem in this circuit. Thevenin's theorem, what he suggested, the Thevenin was a scientist, he suggested that a complex network, according to him, in electronics, a complex network is a circuit where you have large number of resistances and large number of voltage source. If there is a circuit which has more number of resistance and more number of voltage source, according to him, it was a complex network. We have to reduce that complex network into one voltage source and one resistance. That voltage source is called as Thevenin's voltage, that resistance is called as Thevenin's resistance. So we will apply Thevenin's theorem to this circuit, and we will obtain the output voltage when 1 appears at C. So this is the point, this is the output point. So I'll make a star over it and I'll say the point P. I'll consider it as point P. Applying Thevenin's theorem at point P, that means this. So when you apply Thevenin's theorem, what happens is you have to remove all the resistance which is connected after that point, which is called as, from where the output voltage will be taken. It is also called as load resistance. So we remove the load resistance, and once you remove the load resistance, this becomes an open circuit. So you have to calculate the open circuit voltage, which will give you the Thevenin's voltage. So I'll write here so that you can understand. Step 1. Remove RL. I will specify it as load resistance, where that load resistance is nothing but R plus 2R. This is the resistance which we will remove. Remove RL and calculate open circuit voltage. Calculate open circuit voltage, which is nothing but Thevenin's voltage. So if you remove this R and 2R from the circuit, what left is, this is the circuit diagram. 2R, this is point M, the resistance has been removed, so this becomes an open circuit. This is A, I'll call this as B, plus minus V2. So we need to calculate the voltage across AB, which will give you the Thevenin's voltage. As you can see, the 2R are in series, so this forms, current remains same in the circuit, voltage divides, this forms voltage divider arrangement. So what will be the formula for VTH? That means output voltage VTH. What I said, for voltage divider arrangement, it is total voltage divided by total resistance multiplied by the resistance across which voltage is taken. So it will be, VTH will be, what is the total voltage? V2 divided by total resistance 2R plus 2R, 4R, multiplied by the resistance across which voltage is taken. So this is a 2R resistance, so we will measure the value like this. So this will be, VTH will be 2R upon 4R, RR gets cancelled, 2 by 4 will be 1 upon 2, so V2 by 2. So this is the Thevenin's voltage. So we have got one thing of the Thevenin's. We need to find out two things: Thevenin's voltage, Thevenin's resistance. We have got Thevenin's voltage. Next, in the step 2, I'll write the step 2 here. Step 2, short circuit voltage source and calculate total equivalent resistance. Whenever you measure resistance of the circuit, entire circuit in an electronic circuit, you should always short circuit the voltage source. Short circuit the voltage source, that means just remove the voltage source and connect a wire between that 2 points. That means we have to remove this voltage source. So what left is, we will just draw a straight line, that we have removed the voltage source and just connected a wire between that, and there will be a 2 resistance of 2R and 2R between point A and point B. So now we have to calculate total equivalent resistance, that will be RTH between point A and B. So we start with point A. When you start with point A, what you can see is there is a bifurcation. So you draw a bifurcation. On one arm there is a resistance of 2R. It comes back to that point again, right? And on the other arm there is one more resistance of 2R, and these both the resistance combine at a given point, and from there they go to B. So between A and B you will get RTH. So what is RTH? RTH is these two resistance in parallel. You can see, you can easily observe that two resistance are in parallel. So if the two resistance are in parallel, so 2R parallel to R, we already know that if two resistance of same value comes in parallel, the value becomes half. So 2R parallel to R will be R. So in step 3, what we will do is it is Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Thevenin's equivalent circuit, one resistance and one voltage source. So we got that RTH and VTH. The value of RTH is R and VTH is V2 by 2. So this is the advantage of Thevenin's theorem, that it decreases the complex network into only one voltage source and one resistance, so that you can easily calculate the output voltage. So that is step 3. And next is step 4. I'll write here step 4. Calculate output voltage by reconnecting RL. What is RL? R plus 2R. That means the resistance which we have removed in the first step, we will connect it back in the circuit and we will calculate the output voltage. So the circuit diagram looks like this. So this is RTH, this is VTH. Value of RTH is R and VTH is V2 by 2, and we have to reconnect the circuit. So there is one resistance R. This R and 2R has to be reconnected. This is 2R and this is between point N and ground. So this is where we will take the output voltage. So this is the circuit diagram. So now in this entire circuit, what you can see is this 2R in series. If they are in series, current remains same, voltage divides. Again you have to apply voltage divider arrangement equation. So for output voltage, V0 is equal to, what happens? V0 is equal to total voltage. What is total voltage? It is V2 by 2 divided by total resistance R plus 2R, that is R plus 2R, that is 4R, multiplied by the resistance across which the voltage is taken, that is between N and ground, which is 2R. So this is 2R. So if you calculate this value, RR gets cancelled, this is 2. So V0 is V2 by 4. So when 1 appears at C, the value is V2 by 4. So similarly, we can write for when 1 appears at B, we can write V3 by 8, and 1 appears at A, we can write V4 by 16, and that is how the output voltage equation can be calculated. Now after observing the output voltage for 1 appears when at D and 1 appears at C, what we can write is, say DCBA, when it is 1 0 0 0, that means when 1 appears at D, the value will be V1 by 2. Similarly DCBA 0 1 0 0, that means when 1 appear at C, the value is V2 by 4. So we can take the assumption, we don't have to calculate the output voltage for all this, we just have to take the assumption that DCBA, if it is 0 0 1 0, that means when 1 appears at B, it will be V3 by 8, and DCBA equals to 0 0 0 1, it will be V4 by 16. So if 1 appears in more than one place, you need to get the output voltage. So the output voltage is V0 is equal to V1 upon 2 plus V2 upon 4 plus V3 upon 8 plus V4 upon 16. So V0 is equal to, if I take this value as 16, so this is 8V1 plus 4V2 plus 2V3 plus V4, right? So if I take 16, 1 by 16 out, this formula will be 8V1 plus 4V2 plus 2V3 plus V4. And V4 is the potential. V4 is the potential when 1 appears at A, and A is LSB. So V4 is LSB, where V1 is MSB. And you can see that the output voltage equation which we have written, again it will be, the voltage will be in the ratio of 8:4:2:1, starting from MSB to LSB. If you recollect the equation for weighted resistor type D2A converter, there the formula was, it was like this: V0 upon 1 upon 15 V1 plus 2V2 plus 4V3 plus 8V4, and here it was LSB and this was MSB. So if you see from MSB to LSB, the ratio remains same, 8V4 plus 4V3 plus 2V2 plus V1. The only difference will be in 1 by 15 and 1 by 16, the output voltage will vary accordingly, right? So the very important thing which has to be understood is, here V1 is LSB, V4 is MSB. Here it is different. V1 is MSB, V4 is LSB. So while substituting the digital input in the circuit, that's why I said when you solve the problem, every time you write the equation, you specify LSB, MSB, you write the binary value, specify LSB, MSB, V1, V2, V3, V4 has to be mentioned, so that while substituting there should not be any confusion, because these two things are different. Here V1 is LSB, V4 is MSB. Here V1 is MSB, V4 is LSB. So now when we will solve numerical based on R2R ladder type, you will understand how exactly this digital input has to be applied in the formula. I hope you have understood.